Hi, I'm trial attorney Chris Simon. Thank you very much for visiting our website. Today we're going to talk about the concept of uninsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage is one of the most important insurance coverages that a person can have. If you ever take the time to look at your policy, you'll see that your policy contains various coverages. It has a liability protection, which is the coverage that protects you for any mistakes you might make. For example, if you're not paying attention and you run over your neighbor's mailbox, your liability protection would step in. Likewise, if you're not being careful and you accidentally run into somebody while driving, that liability insurance would protect you against claims being made by the other person. It would protect you up to the amount of the liability coverage, that's the indemnity, and it would also provide a free attorney through your insurance company. The more important provision that we're going to talk about today is the uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. These coverages are critical. What we advise people in our book is, if you do not carry at least $100,000 in uninsured motorist coverage, you need to raise it immediately. Uninsured motorist coverage protects you against all the morons that are out there that do not either have good insurance or have no insurance whatsoever. If you get struck at 1 o'clock in the morning by a drunk driver who's got no insurance coverage and you break your leg, the only thing protecting you against those medical bills coming in and being paid by you and you alone is your uninsured motorist coverage. It acts as though it were the other person's insurance. There was a very important change to the law on January 1st, 2009. The law was rewritten and it provided that uninsured motorist coverage now can sit on top of the bad guys coverage. Let's discuss an example. Let's assume that you're in a crash and the person that hits you breaks your leg. You have $60,000 in medical bills. And for the sake of this conversation, let's assume that your case is worth $200,000. Let's imagine that the person driving the other car only has a minimum limits policy. The minimum amount of insurance you're allowed to have in Georgia is $25,000. But you were smart and you followed our advice and you've got a $100,000 uninsured motorist coverage policy. If after January 1st you renewed your policy and you got the added on type coverage, then your $100,000 policy will sit on top of the bad guy's $25,000 policy, meaning you have $125,000 in insurance coverage available to collect for your claim. Did you understand that? If you have added on type coverage, one adds on to the other. If you select non-added on coverage, they sit next to each other, meaning your 100 is only available to the extent that it exceeds the $25,000 of the bad guy. So $25,000 from the bad guy, $75,000 from your policy. It makes a big difference. It's a $25,000 difference. In most insurance policies, we see a $10 to $15 difference. So what we want you to take away from this is this point. Take a look at your declarations page your insurance company sends you. Make sure that one, you have at least $100,000 in uninsured motorist coverage, and two, make sure that you have the added on type coverage. Thank you very much. If you have any other questions, feel free to email us here at the Simon Law Firm.